The Democratic Republic of Congo has been fighting an invisible enemy for so long. Now, the best enemy of DRC is seen. The Democratic Republic of Congo is one of Africa's largest and most turbulent nations. It has endured colonial occupation, dictatorships, conflict, poverty and diseases, and yet it is also a repository for some of the world's richest mineral reserves. After gaining independence in 1960, the DRC was under the rule of Mobutu Sese Seko for 32 years after he seized power in 1965 coup, a rebellion led by Laurent Kabila with support from Rwanda and Uganda, saw the end of Mobutu's rule in 1997. The Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo has become a battleground for several regional armies and numerous rebel bands. Crisis group expert Onisfo Sematumba explains the ins and outs of the deadly conflict. The bloody war in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, the largest nation in the Central Africa, is one sense a civil war and in another sense an invasion. Who are the allies of DRC? Those who call themselves allies do so for their own benefits. Their model is to get rich quick and leave. That's what they have been doing for over 50 years now. While Congo was falling apart, this was advantage to everyone. Congo is Africa's sleeping giant and one of the great four economies of Africa. The other three giants include Nigeria, Ethiopia and Egypt. It was colonized by the king of an European country while under the hypocritical name of Free State of Congo, which was managed as his private possession and where he performed an ignoble genocide on its enslaved population. It became known as Belgian Congo and later Congo, where in current days the living conditions of its population aren't much different than under Leopold II. Do you remember that attractive, sexy chic who every one of your friends tried to befriend with only for their horny sexual desires? Or that rich friend who may try to make friends with to benefit from their money, too rich for its own good? The so-called allies of DRC do the same to DRC. But the same Congolese leaders and politicians are still very delusional about their allies. They do only worship the West, Belgium, France, USA, China and other babysitters. At this point, in September 2018, the only ally of DRC should be the people of Congo. 80 million people, estimated 24 trillion USA dollars worth of natural resources, beautiful weather pattern to allow 2 harvest seasons a year, and so many other benefits. DRC will be a net exporter of food and resources if the people of Congo were to work together with their delusional politicians. They think anybody will ever fix their country on their behalf. Like a sexy lady who brags about their physical beauty without content, the corrupt politicians brag about their rich minerals. The revenues coming from those resources hardly reach regular Congolese citizens. apart from some invaders and the allies, nobody cares about DRC. They also care because a stable DRC is bad for their exploitation. If a predator animal had its canines, morals and premorals removed, it would be in captivity and would be fed soft food for the rest of its life to survive. It would have no more defense for itself or ways to get food, so it would die a slow death. Once this was adopted to domestic, it helps provide vital funding for Born Free to care for the leopard family. Leopards who have all been rescued from captivity by Born Free and are now enjoying new lives in spacious and natural enclosures. Currently, the Congo rainforest predator has removed the justice, peace and work to get adopted to warm enclosure with soft and free bones. Without a rapid build-up of national armed forces in areas where population depended on MONUSCO, the security vacuum will be filled by armed groups with dire consequences for civilians. One of the companies featured in the report is Chaisarco, the world's fifth largest tin producing company owned by British metals giant AMC. Chaisarco's main supplier, Congo-based Panju, sells castellite and cotton from mines controlled by the FDRR. Another company is the UK-based Afrimex, already formed by the British government in 2008 to be in breach of OECD guidelines for multinational enterprises for buying from suppliers who made payments to a rebel group. The British government has yet to take any concrete action on this information. The desire to gain or maintain control of natural resources in eastern DRC has been a central factor in the armed conflict, estimated to have claimed several million lives since 1996. Much of the fighting in the east, the most severely affected region, has been centered on the control of rich minerals deposits. Mining areas have changed hands repeatedly in power struggles between the army and between constantly shifting alliances of army and rebel factions. Despite successive peace agreements, the violence continues in North and South Kivu to this day. The United States claimed to seek peaceful resolution of the conflict, but its policy and present is part of the problem. The US supported Mobutu's dictatorship for more than 30 years before backing his overthrow by Kabila. However, Washington's support for Kabila was subordinated to its relationship with Rwanda and Uganda. In 1998, the US apparently accepted the assurances of its allies that Kabila would be overthrown quickly and easily. In fact, The insurgents were at the gates of Kinshasa before being turned back by the Kabila's forces and their Angolan, Zimbabwean and Namibian allies. Thomas Turner testifies. Tshisekedi declared martial law in the conflict-ridden provinces of North Kivu and Ituri, in which the military took over civilian authority. But this too was ineffective. Violence escalated. First, the protest built on long-standing frustration with the United Nations peacekeeping force in the country, better known by its acronym MONUSCO. MONUSCO has historically had a major credibility problem in the DRC due to its appalling record in protecting the civilian population. This frustration has on a number of occasions led to violent protests against the UN in the country. One day, DRC will rise up if it brings back 3 clones of Patrice Lumumba, such as Pauline Opango, Harriet Maritawa, and Hortense Sombosia. To ensure that independence would bring a legitimate improvement in the quality of life for the Congolese and to unify the country as a centralized state, is eliminating tribalism and regionalism.